Hey, what's up everybody? This is HD and welcome back to another StarCraft 2 broadcast. Today I'm excited to bring you guys a more of a fan community game because this is from the CSL, which as you guys all know stands for the Collegiate Star League. Basically it's like the semi-pro level of StarCraft 2. It's still very high level because there's a lot of really good pros that play at the college level. Obviously StarCraft 2 isn't a game that's limited in terms of talent to the age range of, 20 plus or anything like that, or 21 plus. A lot of good players are not even in college yet. So I'm excited to bring you guys a game from the CSL, and this is actually going to be from UC Davis and UC Riverside. Both, of course, from the University of California. That's what UC stands for, out where I live, and I actually know both of these players personally, which makes me even more excited to cast this game because we have iMp.Tbeezy. He is going to be the red Terran at the left of Metalopolis, and he is going to be representing UC Davis here, a very strong powerhouse in the CSL. Actually, I think UC Davis is considered one of the top CSL teams, so this is going to be a strong showing, I think, from UC Davis. I'm not entirely sure which game this is from in the tournament. I know that it's like a best of 3, I believe, and I'm not sure if this is like the finals or the semifinals or anything like that. I just know that this is a really good game, and I'm bringing it to you guys because it's that damn good. And we're gonna have VP.Suppy, who's actually a part of xSix after xSix kind of merged with VP, which, as you guys all know, is the team that I play for whenever I get a chance. So we've got Suppy versus Tbeezy. Suppy, I believe, is representing UC Riverside. I actually have a bit of a friend in here telling me what's going on. Hopefully he's correct in that it is from Riverside. Yes? Okay, good. So we have UC Riverside versus UC Davis. I'm excited for this one. I know if Suppy doesn't go to Riverside, then he's going to probably kill me after this game. But hopefully I'm correct. And we'll see what happens here. Now, it is going to be a Zerg versus Terran, which you guys all know is my favorite matchup. I don't pick this out because it's a ZVT. It just so happens that whatever replays I get are always ZVT, and I don't know why. I do want to get you guys some more Terran versus Protoss as I promised you guys I would, so I'll be on the lookout for more awesome TVP games. If you guys have any, actually, send it to me at HDreplays@gmail.com, and I'll keep my eye on the lookout for that. Also, in this game, I will not be yiked up on Red Bull as I was in the last games that I casted between Idra and Select, I believe. I was actually feeling a little woozy from the amount of Red Bull I had pumping through my veins, so this one should be a little bit more smoother, hopefully, and I won't be all on a high of energy. So, yeah, that's going to be that, and we'll see what happens here. Once again, guys, this is from the CSL. So, yeah, this is going to be Tbeezy here. Over at the left, I have a little bit of background information on Tbeezy. I've seen him actually compete at MLG before, at MLG Anaheim, I believe, and he played really well. And I might be wrong on this, but I believe he actually defeated Complexity Rise in MLG. I could be wrong on that, but I know that Tbeezy is a very powerful player. He's an excellent Terran. iMp is his team. He pretty much is going to be going with a command center after the barracks and factory here. No surprise there. Wants to get those reactor Hellions out. The 2 Zerglings will actually get picked off at the low ground there, so they did not see the factory. But as long as Suppy can get a general idea of, the gas, at least one gas, or can see a little bit of the front, he should be able to tell that it's going to be a barracks factory opening, because that's typically what most Terrans do against Zerg. They will always open with the barracks, factory, reactored Hellions. It's pretty common. And we can already see Suppy actually just throwing down the spine crawler anyways. Never hurts to have a crawler at the front of your natural. And right now it's just going to go ahead and drone up hardcore. And one interesting thing to note here is I've actually taken a few lessons from Suppy before, so he is a very talented Zerg player. Actually one of the best ZVZers that I've seen in quite some time. A little bit of a running joke we have is he kind of looks like he kind of looks like MVP, which is really funny. He actually looks identical to MVP from Incredible Miracle. But there it is. Whoa, barracks landing on the reactor and then factory swapping onto the tech lab, so he's going to be getting pretty quick siege tanks here. Only made 4 Hellions, and I like the defense by Suppy, though. He's got a hatchery at the front along with an Evo chamber and a crawler, and as long as he leaves a queen back here somewhere, the Hellions really aren't going to have an access route into the main, but these drones at the natural will be a little bit vulnerable, and Suppy has to be a little bit careful about that. It looks like he's already got speed done, and he's starting to mine a couple more, a little bit more Bespin gas now because he wants to get up to lair, or maybe even get +1 melee pretty soon here. And of course, Tbeezy right now just poking the front door, trying to find a way to get in there and do some damage. The Evo Chamber goes down though, a secondary Evo Chamber. A lot of times Zergs will do this. They'll just use buildings that they're going to need in the mid-game for upgrades, like the Evo Chamber, or the Baneling Nest actually is a nice usage as well. Any big buildings that they can use to kind of block off routes, making it more difficult for the Hellions to run inside. So Suppy just doing that really well, producing quite a few Zerglings here. And he's actually getting the Carapace upgrade first, which I think is a little interesting. Now, the Carapace is, I think, more effective against Marines because Marines do such little bits of damage. So Carapace can help a lot, and he gets a full surround on these 4 Hellions. Great surround right there. Tbeezy not paying attention and actually ends up losing most of his Hellions, so that was a little bit disastrous for our Terran player. Taking a look at their income, 42 for Suppy, over 33. He probably isn't going to be able to break through this front door, though, because of that siege tank. He may be able to harass a little bit, but with a secondary tank on the low ground, and I like the position on that tank, too. I don't know if you guys can get a view of that, but sort of. It's surrounded basically by the ridge and the ramp, so very little surface area for Zerglings to get in there and do the damage. But nice play thus far. By the way, guys, I just wanted to make a bit of a note here. If you guys are in college right now, especially if you guys are out in UC, but I know that Waterloo and a couple of other big colleges, Princeton, MIT, I'm pretty sure they all have CSL teams as well. You guys can find out more about whether or not you guys can register for the CSL team. Obviously, you guys have to be pretty good. I'm pretty sure if you want to be a starter on the team, you're going to have to be at least Masters or High Masters at the very least. So if you guys want to register for that, just go check it out. Go to Google and type in Collegiate Star League or CSL, and you guys can kind of register for their team or your respective team and those events. Unfortunately, when I was in college, I didn't compete in the CSL. My college didn't have a CSL team, but now that StarCraft 2 is so big, a lot of colleges now have the CSL going on, and it's kind of cool. It's akin to college football, except for the fact that the level of play. There's still a lot of like really good players in the CSL, and I guess that makes sense too. There's a lot of good players in college football that obviously get the #1 draft pick and all of that. So it's pretty much akin to college football. Very cool to watch, and very competitive as well. So here we are. Looks like Tbeezy gonna go ahead and push out here for UC Davis, pushing out with 5 tanks, quite a few Marines. Does not have combat shields, but he is gonna research stim on the way here. So he's a little bit vulnerable right now. Looks like Suppy gonna look to exploit that, but so many Marines and so many tanks. Look at the Zergling carcasses just littering the ground floor below, and it looks like the Zergling's gonna make their way across the tarmac into the grass, canceling a barracks, it looks like, and the SCV is like confused and lost, and now it's deciding to build a command center instead. Maybe that was a command center that was canceled, actually. I wasn't quite sure. But it looks like Suppy gonna go ahead and rotate clockwise here across Metalopolis, who he is grabbing a double expansion here. I don't know if you guys noticed, but he went for the 2 hatcheries at the bottom right away, which I kind of like, actually. The thing here a lot of Zergs are doing nowadays is they're not really grabbing the 3rd right away in response to a quick expansion from a Terran or Protoss. They're actually just staying on 2 base, droning up hard, because you can't really hit max saturation on 3 bases, and then once you're saturated, you double expand, and then kind of start to move your drones across the map. And that way it doesn't leave you vulnerable to some kind of a big timing push on 2 bases. Hold that thought, though. We do have a medevac coming in through this dark side of Metalopolis around the steam vents, but it was deflected. But yeah, it looks like Suppy gonna go ahead and, like I said, get that double expand after the 2 bases. And I like that strategy. I've been kind of doing that a lot against Terrans and especially Protoss. +2/+2 on the way right now for Suppy. Looks like he's going with a kind of Stefano-ish style here with the really hard upgrades on the Zerglings, getting Infestation Pit down for obviously the Infestors and Fungal Growth. He's already got 6 on the way, in fact. And this is a really cost-effective strategy, infinitely more cost-effective than the Muta Baneling strategy, because you're not, you're only using gas in Infestors, and in the Muta Baneling strategy, you have to divide your gas between Mutas and Banelings. So this is a much more cost-effective strategy. Plus, you're not sacrificing units like the Banelings. You've got Zerglings, which you can kind of keep alive if your micro is on point. But I like the strategy. We'll see what happens here. Medevac coming in once again across the little chasm. Note that they have close spawn, so this is pretty easy for Tbeezy to access. And it looks like UC Davis here looking to make an attack against Riverside, and it looks like the Marines are going to get fungled. Nice fungal right there. And the medevacs are going to have to pull out. No real damage being done there by Tbeezy. And a bit of a lull in the game right now, surprisingly. I mean, these two players are pretty high octane. But they are known to go into a macro mode when the time is called. So we are in a bit of a lull moment right now with 72 harvesters for Suppy and 56 for Tbeezy, who is right now also getting a Ghost Academy. And I definitely agree with the Ghost Academy, guys. Ghost Academy is so important to get those Ghost units out to EMP, and not only EMP, but also snipe the Zerg army. All Zerg units are biological, and they take 45 damage from snipe. It looks like Suppy going in here with his +2 lings, +2/+2, unable to break the planetary, though. I mean, honestly, I don't care how many upgrades you have on those Zerglings, unless they have crack. I don't think you can take out a planetary fortress, and that fortress just instantly racked up 19 kills. Good lord, 19 kills, and that is just a big trade for Suppy that really didn't go his way at all. But he will be able to pick off another medevac here, it looks like, because his infestors are in position. A couple of infested Terrans coming down, another fungal will keep that in place. Nice play once again, and the medevac goes down. So Tbeezy kind of forfeiting any advantage he had right there after killing off 20-something Zerglings with his planetary fortress. He still has a medevac back here as well. Both players at, well, Tbeezy at 3 bases, Suppy approaching 5 bases right now, and also getting Ground Carapace level 3, 48 more Zerglings, crack upgrade, there we go, that's the upgrade you gotta get, and also going into Ultra mode. Wow. So he is at 16 minutes in this game. He's already on Hive. Really good macro right here to be, you know, 15, 16 minutes in this game and then getting all his final upgrades right now. That is very scary for a Terran army to deal with. So we'll see what Tbeezy is cooking up right here. He's just got a ton of barracks. Would not surprise me to see him make a couple of Marauders. And oh no, look at this, guys. We have a nuclear facility going on here. Whenever you see more than one Ghost Academy, you already can chalk it down to nukes. No Terran player is ever going to build more than one Ghost Academy unless they want to go into nuclear proliferation, and it looks like that's what Tbeezy wants to do. So this could get pretty interesting really fast. Tbeezy coming in here with a medevac. There are so many 2/2 lings there, and they're about to get 3/3 and crack. In fact, they already finished crack. And by the way, crack, guys, is the upgrade on the spawning pool that gives the Zerglings an infinitely faster attack speed. Perhaps not infinitely faster, but quite a bit faster. It makes them much more deadly. Looks like the Marines will drop behind the Natural here. Great spot for Tbeezy. Gets really cost effective with these Marines, in fact, but they will eventually go down. Those Zerglings are just too much for those Marines to handle. I don't care what kind of choke they have. I don't care what kind of positional advantages they have. You are not beating that many Zerglings with just a handful of Marines. So Tbeezy will lose that. But all in all, it looks like this game is just boiling down to one large conflict, guys, from at least the Zerg's perspective. From Suppy's perspective, he wants to get into one large engagement, one large conflict, and do the damage he needs to do. Most likely going to wait for Ultras to come out before he makes that happen, although he may make a push right here. And here he goes, going right up into the gold. Nice fungal right there, locking those Marines down, and of course doing damage over time. Medevac killing these Marines, but that's a futile effort. And looks like Suppy here doing good damage, but he's running out of Zerglings, and once he runs out of Zerglings, he's got to run away with the Infestors. Nice EMP Shockwave hitting the Infestors in the face, depleting the energy, but it looks like Suppy just has so much regenerating energy on these Infestors, he can continue to be aggressive, but Tbeezy was able to hold on to the gold, and that's quite important. He did not lose this position right here, and right now it's infinitely important for Tbeezy to make sure that he holds on to that gold and keeps his economy rolling. We also have a Cloaked Ghost moving in here. Tbeezy may be looking to do some... Oh, we have a nuclear missile going down. So this is what's going on from Tbeezy's perspective. He just wants to nuke the Zerg to death, and he's launching a double nuke right now. I'm not sure... What is this Queen doing? That Queen needs to go back home. Oh, the nuke lands, but the drones get out of the way. So it looks like Suppy getting the drones out of the way. This nuke is going to land. Oh my god! 4 or so Infestors and a bunch of Ultras taking a ton of damage. Thankfully, Ultras can survive a nuclear blast, but they do take a lot of damage, and they will take a very long time to regenerate. Of course, all Zerg units naturally regenerate over time, but the nuclear damage was done. Tbeezy making all of his nukes actually pretty cost effective, and his Ghost here with 27 kills. How did this thing get 27 kills? Did I miss how many drones he killed with the nuke? I thought that Suppy pulled most of his drones away, but I guess not. And somehow, someway, this Ghost has 27 kills 16 workers down so far, and he is going to go ahead and launch another nuke to try to finish off the job. The hatchery does have over 500 HP though, and a nuke only does 500 on direct hit. So the hatchery should survive. It will land. No, it will not! So the nuke actually going up in the air and eventually hitting some kind of anti-air chafe right there and ends up falling apart. But another ghost is going to be deployed. Great EMP to the face of those infestors, and that's what Terran players need to do. They need to delay and stall the Zerg army by consistently EMPing. Oh, another great EMP, as I said. Consistently EMPing the infestors, because without infestors, these ultras, while they're good, I mean, they are almost max fully upgraded. They're about to finish at +3. While they're good, they don't have the regenerating power of the infestors. But hold that thought, maybe Suppy can break through here. The PF doing some good damage. No, Suppy cannot break through here, of course. I mean, he has a lot of ultras, but he just doesn't have fungal, and he doesn't have infested Terrans to tank more of that damage, to do more damage in itself. And Suppy forced to retreat, and in fact, he's going to go ahead and find another expansion to hit. But the problem here is he may get choked into the corner of the map, and a couple of ghosts here, a lot of ghosts here, launching a bunch of sniper fire. Look at the ultras just taking the sniper rounds right to their skulls. They are doing so much damage, those ghosts are, and finally, it looks like Tbeezy actually going to pull out of here. So Suppy kills off the planetary at the top, pulls away. Good damage being done so far. Another ultra finding himself alone at the top left-hand corner of the map. It will actually end up killing all these Marines. So Suppy is just all over the map right now, and this game is starting to get a little bit crazy. Although that ultra will finally go down to a sniper shot once again to the dome. A pretty crazy game at this point, ladies and gentlemen. I'm not quite sure who's ahead. If we just look at all of the tabs, income showing that Suppy is just really on par with Tbeezy, which doesn't really favor him at all. And in fact, he is down in supply right now, and that's not a good situation to be in. And right now, he's actually making 5 or so Brood Lords. And oh no, I hear another nuke coming down. I'm not quite sure where, though, ladies and gentlemen. I do apologize. There it is. A ghost standing at the Xel'Naga Tower will launch a nuclear missile off. Looks like Suppy finds the nuke at the same time that I find it. And he will pull his drones away, but we have another 2 nuclear missiles being launched. One over there. I'm not sure where the other one is, so I do apologize. There it is. It's going back on at the gold, and oh my god! Nuclear holocaust on the drones, and about 20 drones going down. Another nuke lands right here at the gold, and Tbeezy is just getting redonkulous with these nuclear missiles now. And this is really stressful, actually, for a Zerg player to deal with. If you've got nuclear rain coming down all over your land, I mean, it's very difficult to deal with. You've not only got to make sure you have detection everywhere, but you're constantly pulling drones away from being nuked. And when you pull those drones away, you've got to spend APM and time to put them back on the mineral fields, split 3 on each Vespene gas. It's quite time consuming. And honestly, from the Terran side of things, it doesn't really cost that much. It's 100 gas, essentially, for that nuclear missile. And it's not nearly as APM intensive, so really nice play right here from Tbeezy, just using the nuclear missile to the maximum. It will not kill this hatchery, but it will do quite a bit of damage. The hatchery is essentially on life support now. It will most likely go down to a little bit of a feather. A feather could drop on it and it will just fall apart. And it looks like Tbeezy may look to clean that up with maybe a ghost here, or maybe just a nuke. Just a little bit of overkill right here, so he's going to go ahead and launch a nuclear missile to finish off that ghost, or excuse me, to finish off that hatchery. Suppy here still has a pretty decent-sized army of Brood Lords still, so don't count Suppy out yet, guys. Brood Lords are very, very powerful units, but that's a ton of ghosts. My goodness, Tbeezy right now has, oh, 8 times 2 is 16. That's 17 ghosts on the field. I'm pretty sure my math here is right. And that is, I mean, Ultras and Brood Lords are great, but Ghosts with their sniper shots can do so much damage. One hope, though, that Suppy may have is if he can get Nero Parasite and mind control the enemy Ghost and start to EMP his own Ghost, that may work out pretty well. But that's a lot of APM, and he still doesn't have Nero Parasite yet. So it looks like he's going to engage right here. I don't know about this. Those Infestors and Ultras are just getting sniped to death. The Planetary Fortress has 25 kills. It will go down, but not without putting and etching its name into the history books of this Terran versus Zerg game. And the Ghosts are still doing damage. Actually, the real heroes of this game, the MVP of this game, if you had to crown them, are the Ghosts. Not only have they been nuking all day, but they just sniped away the entire Zerg army. Beautiful play from Tbeezy. All the Ghosts depleted in energy, but they made their energy cost count. And they destroyed the entire Zerg army. Just torn it apart bit by bit. And it looks like Tbeezy even going with the medevac drop at the top. here, and it will get cleaned up when not before it takes out a hatchery. So Tbeezy playing a brilliant game of StarCraft 2, ladies and gentlemen. Suppy just getting a little bit outplayed here, and Suppy, Suppy's a great player, guys. He is a solid Zerg player, so this is actually a really good play from Tbeezy. Maybe today just having the better game. He will launch another nuke here. I'm not even sure where the ghosts are. There's just so many ghosts on the field. They could be anywhere at any time. And there it is. It's just among the infestors. All he needs to do is fungal, and he doesn't hit the fungal. He couldn't see the ghost. And the nuclear missile finishes off the hatchery. Let's look at the units lost tab for this game. 30,000 resources lost for Suppy. That is so much resources, and there's still another nuke going down. A lot of that resource actually just being hatcheries too, guys. So 30,000 lost, workers killed at an astronomical 63 drones killed. Tbeezy is working this game right now, and you know, the one thing Suppy had going for him was the upgrade advantage, but that is about to be negated because Tbeezy, throughout this nuclear affair, has been researching his upgrades as well, and he is about to finish 3 weapons and 3 armor and 3 infantry weapons and 3 more nukes. So 3 is the lucky number of the day for Tbeezy, just doing great work so far. It's also dropping the bottom left-hand corner of the main now, although it looks like Suppy is privy to this, so he's going to go ahead and get us around on that green and the ghost. Huge movement of troops on the minimap right now. If you guys look at the mini, it's just troops moving all over the place, and this is really the name of the game. Suppy just scrambling everywhere, even distance mining, to get some semblance of control on his side of the map. Tbeezy is having his way with Suppy right now, and he's going to go ahead and nuke this hatchery as well. That's a great way to be born into this world, with a nuclear missile right to your face. And there it is. So the Zerglings coming up, they will clean up that ghost. A little bit of a crater left behind from the damage from that nuclear missile. Another nuke being fired off. This is nuclear madness. How many nukes have been launched this game? I don't even know. And he's not, I mean, at this point, he's not even being cost efficient, but it's almost like a moralizing effect, or demoralizing, from which viewpoint you want to take it. Because this is certainly demoralizing to have your hatchery bleeding away at 10 or 20 HP and be finished off by a nuclear missile. And of course, there's a big upside too, because if drones manage to trance over there by whatever mistake, then they will all die as well. So Tbeezy doing great work. Finally has a nice backbone for his army, gonna push in with tanks. Good positioning on the tanks on this Zelnaga tower as well. Also dropping into the main once again. The only hatchery structure that has not gone down yet this game is the main hive, and that is about to change right now. Tbeezy wants to finish it off with the biggest blow to the Zerg you could possibly do by killing off the hive. He may actually end up nuking his own forces if he doesn't pull away. There we go. Gets his forces out of there. Medevac takes a bit of the brunt side of that nuke, but that's okay. It will clear the way. Its death will pave the way for many hives and hatcheries to die to come. And in fact, he's going to go ahead and nuke the hive. Marines here running away from the Zerglings. He may bait them into the nuclear missile, although, oh my god! Oh my god, so many Zerglings. The hive has now officially become the Zergling graveyard. Somebody's going to rename that structure for Suppy, and my goodness, I hope the creep has the ability to kind of absorb, this is what Zerg means, the ability to absorb dead nutrients in the soil and just regrow it into something else. That's what Suppy needs right now to get back in this game, because if he could do that, maybe he could respawn, I don't know, 50 Zergling plants or something to help him out. But here comes another nuke. It will go down. He doesn't even care about losing these forces. This is just abuse right now. This is just straight up abuse, and now these infestors, can they make a stand? Quite a bit of energy on them. I don't think so. Fungal goes down on the medevacs, but this could be the finishing blow. EMPs in the face. There's actually a Nidus going down right now, so Suppy with a last-ditch Nidus effort here, Nidusing into the top expansion of Tbeezy. I don't know what that's going to really do. It's really just kind of a desperation maneuver at this point. And of course, there's a PF here. In fact, there's just PFs everywhere, so you know, Zerglings, despite having the crack upgrade, just not going to be enough to puncture through the thick planetary fortress. And let's just look at how many ghosts are on the field for now. 16 ghosts, so that number has stayed relatively constant. Good work on Tbeezy's part to keep these ghosts alive, which is really important for Terran players to do. In a prolonged affair of StarCraft 2, you gotta keep your high energy units alive. Same with Suppy, he's gotta keep his infestors alive. He hasn't been doing nearly as good of a job. But, you know, still a great game between these two players. And, wow, 3 weapons, 3 everything almost. So Tbeezy is rolling in the deep right now. Just like Adele. He's it looks like we're going to have some ultras coming in here, but that could be the final blow. I don't think Suppy can break through this. Tbeezy should be able to clean up. Blood of ultras spewing into the ground, and that should be it. I don't know what Suppy's going to do at this point. I would expect a GG at any second here. And there it is. So GG, well played. It looks like UC Davis wins for this battle. I don't know if they actually won the war because, like I said before, I don't know what tournament or what game this is from. I just know it's part of the CSL. And I hope you guys enjoyed this broadcast. So if you guys want to check out the CSL, and of course if you guys are in college or you guys are planning to go to college pretty soon, make sure to go check it out. Go to Google, type in Collegiate Star League or CSL, and you guys can find more information there. I hope you guys enjoyed this broadcast. Make sure to follow me on YouTube as well as Twitter and Facebook. I'm at HDStarcraft. And I'll see you guys next time. I actually got a copy of Dota 2, and I asked this on Facebook, and I had a pretty positive response. A lot of guys want to see me upload some beta footage of Dota 2 because it is in the beta right now. So if you guys want to see that, let me know in the comments down below. I'm going to go ahead and upload a game of whatever hero I play best, I guess. I'm pretty good with the Necrolite, which is the Soul Reaper, depending on if you play Dota or Han. So we'll see if I can get a video of that up or whatever hero I can get. And that's it for me, guys. Hope you guys enjoyed, and I'll see you guys later. HD, signing out.